Today's video is about internships. So I wanted to talk more about my personal experience in an internship. I wanted to talk about what you can learn through internships and how my perspectives have shifted since I've started doing these, getting more into the corporate world, that kind of thing. So first things first, I am working currently in a injury prevention firm at Nova Scotia. It's called WCB, and it's a really good place for your starting experience, I guess. I've never worked in a corporate, that kind of place before. I have done projects where I worked with companies or startups, video edit for them, do their scripts, do some AI stuff or whatnot. But I'd never really worked for a corporation, or never really had some definitive kind of thing where you work for months or you work for the summer, whatever. I low-key want to stand up and make the video just because why not? And what I've learned working in a environment like this is that it teaches you a lot more than school, obviously, and it teaches you more actual stuff that you can use in the workforce later in life, right? So for instance, today what I'm doing here is I am presenting in front of a few people about something that I am more into and I'm more aware about than other people in my department or in the car, whatever, right? Wherever. So giving these presentations, talking to people, talking to executives, talking to workers who have worked in their own field for decades is a way more valuable experience than any courses you can get in school. So internships are really the way to go. And it also shows you how corporate stuff is, how, not corporate, not WCB, I'm talking about internships in general, how everyone moves, how you email people and wait for a few days before you start doing something you could have done instantly because it has to go through proper parameters and you don't mess the rules, you don't do something that exposes sensitive data into the world, those kind of things, right? So these are all things that you learn through experience, and you can't really read about it somewhere and be like, oh, he waited this many days to get approved for this project or whatever. That only comes to perspective when you are actually doing the work. So that's something that I've really learned in my experience. Learning these things through experience, through internship, through co-op, whatnot, is way more valuable than just talking about it or just hearing through people's experiences. It's when you actually are in the office and you're doing these kind of things, you realize that there's way more that goes into it than just getting a degree, that just doing particular things, right? One more valuable thing that it adds is experience. So when you're out in the workforce, let's say I have 2 more years for school, and after that I have to get an adult job. I have to be working full-time in a real job, real thing. So when I'm applying for that thing, I will be way more preferred over someone who's, let's say, has more GPA than me, but has never worked in an internship, right? So that's the intrinsic value of it, why people go to these things and do these things, learn, experience these things, because I could be fucking off for the summer, not doing bullshit, or I could be part of an organization that shows that I have certain values or shows that I have certain skills that obviously helped me to get in an organization, and I can work there just to demonstrate your capabilities. That is something that I've learned here, and that is something that I really love about internships, is that it gives you many different perspectives. It partners you up with people who have worked for decades, and their experience, their work life that I've already gone through for decades, right? And they impart these lessons on you. If you have a really good manager, if you have a really good colleague, you have a good place you're working at, it's more than just about work. They teach you more about how you can be a better person, how you can be more successful in many different ways, not just get money or be in a higher position, but how to be happy, how to have a work-life balance, how to look for opportunities, how to not get forgotten in the rat race, how to not lose yourself trying to get into a job. Like all these kind of things that sound cringy or that sound very high level are things that you learn through by going through day-to-day experience. For instance, I was watching a podcast today. It was with the founder of Perplexity. And he was, this is something I really loved. He was trying to explain how curiosity is the number one factor. Hey
man, Chris.
I was just making a video. You want to be in it?
Instructional video?
Not for the presentation. I'm done with the presentation now. I was watching this podcast today with Perplexity's founder. His name is Arvind Srinivas, I believe. He was talking about how curiosity is the driving force or the most fundamental metric of success. So how he was explaining it was that the people who achieve success, because it's something that's defined by you, right? Whenever you say success, people might think it's money or position, those kind of things, but success is what you make it to be, right? So what you want to do in life. It's always the curious people who end up getting it. It's always the curious people who are more willing to know their wife more, they're willing to know their kids more, so they ask them more questions, they want to know about them, right? That's how you get a successful relationship. If you are curious for inventions, that's how you make inventions. Like curiosity is what drives humanity, right? And in the same way, I wanted to tie this up with the internships part, because you should always remain curious as people. And being curious, getting into different opportunities like internships, working opportunities. It could be a restaurant you're working in. It always teaches you many things that you can use moving forward. That's what I wanted to make known in this video. It's always the curiosity that drives us, and you should never forget that as people, we should always remain curious. We are curious social animals who are doing all these things. You're chasing success, you're doing your degree, you're doing work, whatever you're doing, it's always for a greater value that you're chasing at the end of the road anyways. So having these side paths in the way, these things like internships or anything that helps you learn in any shape, way or form is always very good. And even though it might not be a very pleasant experience, it's still an experience. And one thing about experiences is that it could be bad, it could be good, it could be amazing, but it will always give you something that you can think back on. It will always help you to learn stuff, right? That's how I look at it. Also, if you want to know more about how you can position yourself really well to get into good places, I've gotten into a decent internship. It's not the most craziest one, but I'm learning so much and I have really good people around me. It's not Google, but it's a place where I can learn a lot from, which is why I value it so much. And really, it's a very good experience. Coming in, I was a little iffy about it because I didn't know if I really wanted to do this. I didn't know if this was the perfect one for me. I had another one lined up for myself in Montreal, which was quite far, so I chose this instead of the other one, and I'm really glad that I did, because the things that I'm learning here, the people I'm meeting, will last a lifetime, and it's really good experience. A few things you can do to position yourself well that I am doing currently, so that I land even better internships or you land even better opportunities yourself, is have a well-documented profile. So I get the idea where you don't want to be you don't want to show off things, you don't want to be that guy who's always posting or doing whatever. Which is why you don't have to do it on Instagram, you don't have to do it on Facebook. Which is why we have LinkedIn, right? So I post all these businessy, all these techie, these kind of stuff in freaking LinkedIn because I know it is a place to post those things, right? And if you have a profile, a portfolio, a website, whatever you want to encapsulate yourself in, it's always better to have something that people who might potentially hire you or who might potentially work with you can look at, right? So making these videos or having posts on LinkedIn or having projects that you've self-coded or having marketing that you've done before, owning businesses, owning YouTube channels, whatever it is, it will always help you in the long run if you are documenting these kind of things, right? So one really good thing you can do is have a good enough LinkedIn. You don't have to be crazy, you don't have to ball out, but post once in a while. If you do something, boom, post it in, right? So that's how I like to that's how I like to look at it. And it worked for me so far, and I really believe that having a place where your personality, yourself are encapsulated well is only for the better. And no, I don't market my videos. No, I'm not going around showing people like follow my LinkedIn. No, I'm not doing that, right? But if there is someone out there, there's a HR personnel or someone who's about to hire me, if he or she wants to know about me, how are they going to find it out? You can always take a look at the resume, but if there's more stuff around the resume, or if she can search or he or she can search your name in and find more information about you, that's how you get into better places. Again, I'm not someone who's in a crazy position or anything, but this is what I'm doing currently to position myself well. And these video logs are made for me so that I can review itself. I can review and work on these videos in the future. And what I mean by that is in the future, look back into the videos and see how far I've developed in certain aspects. And it's a really good way to do it. And I do enjoy looking back and feeling like I was really cringy or I was doing something very shittily. I don't know if that's a word, but the reason I like looking at myself in the past and making fun of myself or realizing how stupid I was is because that shows improvement. That shows that you're willing to learn. So when I'm out here at work and I have breaks, right? This is my break. Instead of just sitting down there and doing nothing, I would rather make a video just so that I can come back to it years later, or my kids can watch it, or my buddies can watch it, my mom can watch it, and they just know what I'm doing with my life, right? And what kind of headspace I'm in. So that's about it. I don't know how long the video is because this is the third time I'm filming a portion, but I hope that you do take a few things from the video, position yourself really well, learn as much as you can, and you can work anywhere and get experience. That's the main part. Restaurants, cafes, talking to more people is really good in developing that skill, which is always necessary. So if you take away nothing else from this video, that is good enough. Position yourself well, try to get more experience. You'll learn in these work positions way more than school will ever teach you. Not shitting on school, I love school. I learned a lot there, but always having an extra place you learn from is always better. So with that being said, that's about it for today. I hope you learned something from it, and that's it. Peace.